Why does Jesus say that where two or three gather in his name, he is there with them? Welcome to this deep dive into one of the most profound sayings of Jesus found in Matthew 18:20. For where two or three gather in my name, there am I with them. Today, we will explore this statement's implications on the power of community, the divine nature of Jesus, and how this promise continues to resonate through time and cultures. Matthew 18:20 sits within a chapter focusing on community life among believers, emphasizing forgiveness, accountability, and prayer. Jesus' words reassure his followers that their gatherings for prayer and faith are not merely human assemblies, but ones imbued with his divine presence. Understanding the context is crucial. Early Christians operated in environments often hostile to their faith, making it vital to gather, even in small numbers, for strength, worship, and instruction. This message brought hope to communities spread thin and faced with societal pressures, assuring them of Christ's presence. What does it truly mean when Jesus says, "Where two or three gather in my name"? At face value, this statement emphasizes the importance of unity in faith. Gathering in his name isn't just about physically assembling, it's about uniting in a shared belief in and a commitment to Jesus' teachings and mission. Jesus wasn't solely providing a quantitative aspect, rather, two or three signifies that the power of worship and prayer doesn't rely on large numbers, but sincere faith and purpose. This reassurance sheds light on the significant spiritual strength derived from collective faith practices, even in their smallest forms. Community plays a central role in Christianity. From the earliest house churches to today's many forms of congregations, the act of gathering has always been about mutual support, love, and shared spiritual growth. There's a psychological and spiritual dynamism that occurs when believers come together, which helps reinforce shared values and faith. Spiritual gatherings foster environments where believers can share joys and sorrows, support each other, and collectively seek God's guidance. Jesus' promise reinforces the idea that community enhances spiritual growth, providing an opportunity for believers to witness and embody Christ's love. In today's world, large congregations and massive religious events may overshadow smaller gatherings. However, Jesus' statement that where two or three gather elevates the significance of even the smallest groups meeting in his name. This passage underscores that size doesn't dictate spiritual value or the capacity to experience divine presence. In Jesus' time, this assurance would have been especially empowering. Small gatherings were often the norm, and this teaching validated their experiences, ensuring them that their gathering was meaningful and potent in faith and worship. Gathering in his name means coming together with shared intentions aligned with Jesus' teachings and mission. It symbolizes the unity of purpose, a community intentionally set to follow and reflect Christ's love and truth in their lives. This unity transcends individual differences, focusing on commonly held beliefs and goals. It's about bringing each believer's strengths into a collective whole, thus becoming more than the sum of their parts in practicing faith and worship. The promise Jesus makes here provides a profound sense of comfort and reassurance. When he declares that he is present where two or three are gathered, it conveys a deeply comforting truth. No matter how small or informal the gathering, his presence is assured, providing strength, hope, and divine connection. This presence is not conditional or limited by geographical or numerical factors. Rather, it is an ever-present guarantee that believers can rely on whenever they unite in his name, making each gathering a holy occasion. There is a unique power that arises when individuals come together in prayer and worship. This collective strength is not merely a human phenomenon, but spiritually enriched by Jesus' assured presence. Together, believers become a conduit for divine interaction, resulting in a fortified spirit among the group. The benefits of communal worship can also be seen psychologically. Worshipping together fosters a sense of community and belonging, which can elevate faith experiences, deepen understanding, and provide a safe space for spiritual growth. Here, Jesus subtly claims an attribute unique to divinity: omnipresence. By asserting that he is present wherever and whenever believers gather in his name, Jesus affirms a key aspect of his divine nature, transcending physical boundaries and being eternally present with his followers. This declaration reinforces his identity as the embodiment of God among humans, an integral tenet of Christian belief. Jesus' omnipresence serves as a bridge between humanity and God, enabling a personal relationship that is accessible to every believer. Through his claim of omnipresence, Jesus underscores his divine identity as part of the Holy Trinity. This powerful statement invites us to reflect on his dual nature as both God and man, elucidating his role in the divine plan. In this light, his assurance is not only comforting, but also a profound theological affirmation. It assures his followers that in him they have access to the fullness of God's love, guidance, and presence, reflecting his ultimate purpose and mission in the world. The promise in Matthew 18:20 is an invitation to believers to deepen their faith journey. It encourages them to trust in Jesus' continual presence, further embracing his teachings and living according to his example. Recognizing his omnipresence allows believers to experience daily life and spiritual practice with the assurance that their faith, no matter the setting or grandeur, is grounded in divine truth and companionship. This promise emphasizes inclusivity in worship, validating the worth of gatherings both large and small. It reassures that whether it's a grand assembly in a cathedral or a small gathering in a home, Jesus' presence renders each gathering divine. Through this, Jesus encourages believers to cultivate worship environments that value inclusivity and accessibility, ensuring that everyone can partake in the divine experience regardless of the congregation's size. Historically, Jesus' promise held immense significance for early Christians navigating lives in often hostile territories. It provided a divine endorsement of their gatherings, reinforcing perseverance and hope amid adversity. In today's modern world, where technology enables global connections and small groups remain integral to spiritual life, this assurance continues to guide and inspire diverse expressions of faith. It upholds the sacred nature of collective worship, regardless of context or medium. With this promise, Jesus calls believers to active participation in communal faith activities. The assurance of his presence encourages believers to prioritize gathering and engaging with their faith community. Be it attending services, joining small groups, or engaging in prayer meetings, these opportunities become essential practices where believers can directly connect with each other and with God. When believers gather, they open themselves to a special connection with the divine. This spiritual fusion transcends ordinary human interaction, inviting participants into a shared moment of grace and enlightenment. Jesus' assurance transforms these gatherings into sanctified experiences, bridging the temporal and the eternal, the human and the divine, in a unique and meaningful exchange. For believers who may feel isolated or disconnected, this promise reassures them that their faith is not dependent on large communities or grand ceremonies. Jesus' presence is a constant, comforting reality, even in solitude. This comfort extends beyond the act of gathering to the personal journey of faith, reminding believers that they need not feel alone in their spiritual walk, as Christ's presence is their eternal companion. Beyond the immediate promise of presence, Jesus' statement invites profound reflection on his character and essence. It reveals a God who is accessible, intimate, and deeply committed to the spiritual welfare of his followers. This theological insight challenges believers to explore deeper dimensions of their relationship with Jesus, embodying a faith that embraces his eternal truth and transformative power. Matthew 18:20 is a linchpin in understanding Jesus' teachings throughout the Gospels. It illustrates the intimate, personal connection he seeks with his followers, continually reinforcing his commitment to a relationship based on love and truth. Believers are encouraged to examine how this promise fits into the larger biblical narrative, illuminating the depths of God's love and desire for communion with humanity. How can believers apply this assurance in daily life? By integrating this understanding into everyday practices, whether through personal prayer, reaching out for fellowship, or participating in spiritual discussions. Fostering a strong, personal, and communal relationship with Jesus transforms ordinary moments into sacred encounters, infusing daily routines with faith-driven purpose and divine connection. This promise invites exploration beyond a single verse, encouraging believers to delve into biblical teachings on Jesus' presence and divine attributes. Studying Scripture, attending Bible courses, or engaging in group studies deepens understanding and solidifies faith. Through deeper study, believers gain insights into not only theological aspects, but also practical applications, enriching their spiritual lives with profound wisdom. Viewers are invited to engage actively with the topic, sharing personal experiences and reflections on Jesus' presence in their communal gatherings. This participatory approach fosters a sense of shared exploration and understanding. Audiences might discuss how they perceive Jesus' promise in different contexts, encouraging a communal exchange that reflects Christ's love and truth. Real-life stories and testimonials can vividly illustrate the power of this promise. Hearing from those who have experienced Jesus' presence in their gatherings can inspire and uplift, showcasing his impact in varying contexts. These narratives serve to reinforce the living reality of Jesus' promise and its transformative power in individual lives and communities. Exploring how different cultures interpret and practice this gathering in Jesus' name reveals the global diversity within Christian expression. Each culture brings unique elements to their worship, enriched by centuries of tradition and innovation. This cultural exploration reveals a universal truth. No matter where or how believers gather, Jesus' presence binds them together and reflects God's love for all humanity. Inevitably, some misconceptions arise regarding this verse. Does it mean Jesus isn't present with individuals praying alone? Does his presence depend solely on numbers? Clarifying these misconceptions reinforces the understanding that Jesus' presence is limitless, and his assurance in gatherings does not diminish his presence with individual believers. Instead, it enhances the inherent value of both individual and communal expressions of faith. Diverse Christian practices around the world illustrate the richness of Jesus' message. These differences, rather than dividing, unite believers through a shared faith in Christ's loving promise. Viewing this diversity as a strength encourages believers to embrace varied expressions within the global Christian community, fostering unity grounded in Jesus' assured presence. Pastors and faith leaders play a vital role in emphasizing the significance of gathering in Jesus' name. By creating environments conducive to experiencing his presence, leaders guide their communities towards rich, spiritual encounters. Faith leaders are encouraged to promote unity and belonging within their congregations, reinforcing the communal strength derived from Jesus' promise. The assurance of Jesus' presence provides profound hope and comfort to believers worldwide. It reminds Christians of the constant, divine companion in their spiritual journey, enhancing both individual and communal expressions of faith. Matthew 18:20 stands as a powerful testament to the love and commitment Jesus has towards his followers, encouraging them to embrace his promise and live with the knowledge of his eternal presence. Believers are encouraged to take active steps toward gathering in faith, whether by joining community worships, small group meetings, or engaging in personal prayer with others. These actions invite Jesus' presence into ordinary life. Viewers are invited to commit to nurturing their spiritual communities, fostering environments where faith and friendship thrive under Christ's promise. For those eager to delve deeper, numerous resources are available: Bible studies, theological texts, sermons, and digital platforms offering insights into the significance of Jesus' promises. Engaging with these resources enriches understanding and expands faith perspectives. Suggested materials for further study might include specific Bible passages, books by renowned theologians, or online courses facilitating deeper exploration of Jesus' teachings. As we conclude, let us reflect on the remarkable promise Jesus gave and its ongoing impact in our lives. This teaching encourages believers to appreciate the power and beauty of coming together in faith, secure in his unceasing presence. May this deeper understanding inspire continuous growth in faith communities and individual lives, rooted in the hope and assurance of Jesus' eternal presence, as promised in Matthew 18:20.